Hey guys, Fru here. Welcome to today's video. Guys, in today's video, we're going to be answering a question, which is, what is the most effective way to apply for jobs in IT, in information technology, so you can actually get more interviews and ultimately land the job of your dreams, your dream career, right? That's the reason why we're all here, right? You want to learn skills that can allow you to get a job so you can work, provide value to the economy, and pay your bills, take care of your family, send your children to school, pay the house, and go on vacations or whatever it is that suits your fancies. Guys, so we're going to be answering this question because a lot of people struggle with this when it comes to interviewing. It's almost like they want to learn, but when it comes to interviewing, everybody just don't like it because they think that the system is broken, they don't like it, they don't understand it, why they're going for interviews and they're not getting a job. And guys, if that's you, this video will be very, very helpful because there are certain things that you can do to increase the odds and put it in your favor. I understand it. I understand that challenge where, you know, you've done all your work and you keep going and sending out resumes and struggling and it doesn't seem like the job is coming. And it could be very, very painful and a very difficult time to be in. So I definitely understand that. And my goal is to make sure that this video can give you more tips or more ideas that you can use to be more successful in that process. So there are going to be five things I will recommend to do to make your job search and your interviewing process or your application process much more effective so that you can stand out from the crowd and really win. Now, the first one is networking, guys. So the first thing that we want to talk about here is networking. In your job search, as you're going about your applications, there is this, I call it the 80% rule, right? People might see this and notice it and think about, oh, is that 80% rule? I know that already. That's the Pareto principle, right? The 80-20% rule, where they say 80% of your results come from 20% of the effort, right? In this case, it's kind of similar to that, but that's not really the Pareto principle in this case. It's about that 80% of jobs that are filled by companies, right, by hiring managers, do not even get listed on job boards, right? It's just through networking. Do you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows Java? We need a Java person, and then somehow you get the job, right? So if you're just relying on job boards and LinkedIn and Dice, I've spoken about this in a lot of my videos, Career Breeder, you might not even see those jobs there because 80% of those jobs are through networking. So you really have to think about your job search and your application as an exercise in networking. How much can you connect with people, know people, build your network so you can take advantage of it when the time comes. Warren Buffett, he said it best, that your net worth is your network, right? Or your network is your net worth. Let me actually write that down. So your net worth is equals to your net work, right, guys? So I hope we can see this. So the people you know, really, their connections, those are the guys that can really help you succeed in your career. So you want to pay attention to that. Whether you're in college, you're still a freshman, or you're a senior in college looking to graduate, or you're working on your internship, you always have to treat each person as the person that will give you your next job. Connect with them, be genuine, don't be fake. Don't connect with people just because you want to take advantage of that relationship and get a job. No. Be the kind of person that creates genuine relationships. So if people think about a role that is coming on somewhere, you'll be the person they want to call because they would say, hey, I know of this person, and what if you try them, right? And as part of that, you always have to share what your dreams are, what you want, right? What are your ambitions? What are your goals? So if you connect with somebody at an event, or so a speaker comes to your school, for those of you that are watching this channel, that might be students, and after the event you connect with them, why don't you share your ambition and tell them, oh, by the way, I really liked your talk and it was very amazing. I'm in school, I'm studying computer engineering, or I'm studying computer science, or I'm studying graphic design. My goal is to become a graphic designer at so and so company, or my goal is to work for Google or some software company and do project management or do data analytics because I really love Tableau. So the goal for it is, don't just meet people and just talk about how are you, how was your day. I'm from Minnesota and there's a lot of snow here, and yeah, I like to drive and I like to travel and see the world. Sure, those are great, but when it comes to your career, what is it that you care about? Do you like Java? Do you like Python? Do you like to do security, networking? Let people know. That way, if they're working at a company and I hear, oh, somebody wants Java, oh yeah, that person I met at this event told me they really wanted Java and they were looking for a job, maybe I should reach out to them. But if you don't if you don't tell people what you want in your network, then you don't even have a fighting chance. And to even take that one step further, if you don't even have a network in the first place, then you're screwed, right? So building your network is really, really important. And I've made several videos on this, guys. So check my channel and you might see resources about building your network using things like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Quora, Reddit. There's just a lot of ways you can go about meetups that you can go about building your network. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to dive into, guys, is to make a list of your top 10 companies. Make a list of your top 10 companies. A lot of people don't do this. Now, I remember I read a book a couple of years back. I don't quite remember that book, but what it talked about was that if you have a goal, some of you might have come across this information, so feel free to write it down. You always have to write it down. If you have any dreams, any ambitions, and any aspirations that you have, write it down. That the universe has this way of getting out of your way when it knows what you want, and what you want is concrete and you're really going after it. Things will get out of your way to make it come true. That's why you notice I walk around with this book. Someday I'll show it on the video. I have tons and tons of books like this, right? That I feel sometimes I just draw my diagrams and I have ideas in there and I use it. There's always a pen, it's always beside me. I don't keep it far away, right? I have one in my office. I have one in the studio where this video is shot. I have one in my car. I always have one everywhere. In my hiking backpack, there's always one. So if an idea comes out, if there's something that I want, I write it down. So why am I emphasizing that point and really trying to belabor the point? It's because it's very important. In your job search, as you're trying to apply for companies, guys, sure, you know that you want a job, but you have to also have some aspirations. Sit down. What are the top 10 companies you would want to work for, right? What are the top 10 companies you want to work for? Write them down. Take it, paste it somewhere around you, so that when you wake up in the morning, if your dream is to work for, say, Google or Microsoft or US Bank or Wells Fargo, whatever it is, right? Write it down. So when you wake up in the morning, that goes into your subconscious, and whatever you're doing will be helping you gravitate towards that. This might seem metaphysical, this might seem metaphysical, but guys, it does work. Write down your goals, and once you write down your goals, you will see the universe really helping you to make them come true. Because once you write down your goals, right, without writing them down, you're just chasing everything, right? Any company comes around, you're just running after. Sure, but if you have your top 10, then you can dedicate your resources to those top 10. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get it, but it means that at least you have a priority to say, well, this is my first choice, and then everything else can come second. Then number 3, we'll switch to the third point once you've written down your goals, is to play the numbers game. Now, this point, when I put this here, it seems like as if it can contradict, and some of you will say, but oh yeah, this point contradicts. Play the numbers game will contradict, write down your top 10. No, it doesn't. Because in playing the numbers game, what I said was, it's 100 to 1. 100 to 1 meaning you apply for 100 jobs to potentially get one. It's that tough, right? 100 jobs to get one. So I see people that come to me and they say, well, I'm looking for a job and I've sent out 5 resumes and 10 or 20 resumes, and it's been a month and I still don't get a job, and it's so frustrating. Why are people not calling me? I'm so great and people should call me. How come I send 20 resumes or 30 resumes in 1 month, right, and I don't get a job? Right? Think about it. 30 resumes in a month is about a resume a day, and I still don't get a job, and so they're frustrated at that. And I look at it, I said, but guys, you're sending 30 resumes and you're complaining. Guys, you're not playing the numbers game. It boils down to numbers, pure statistics, right? The more you put yourself out there, the more resumes you send, and the more applications you put out, the more they ought to be in your favor, and that's how you can get any fighting chance. So you have to go out and play the numbers game. Send out as many resumes as possible. There are systems now that automate applications, so you can literally be sending out 5 to 10 resumes a day, guys. I know you might say you don't have the skills, you don't have the competencies, but if you're sending out 5 or 10 resumes a day, just with time, guys, there will be a company that will look at you and say, well, these are the skills that we want, and they'll hire you. Play the numbers game. Very important. Number 4, customize everything. Guys, the way I stack this up, you can notice that I try to make one point that seems to contradict the other point if you just look at it, if you look at it from face value. But it's not contradicting what I said before here. So when you're playing the numbers game and you're sending out a lot of resumes, there's that temptation to say, well, I'm not going to customize it. I'm just going to send out this generic resume that just speaks to everybody and to any company, and I'll send it out. Guys, do not do that. Especially for your top 10 companies, you want it to be customized. You want to really spend time, understand the company, understand what they need, understand the role, understand the technologies they're using, right? Understand who is doing the interviewing, why they're doing the interviewing, and speak to that. Customize it. Spend 30 minutes and customize. In 30 minutes, you can customize a resume. You cannot tell me that if I give you a generic resume, in 30 minutes, you cannot customize it to speak to a specific company, like to a healthcare company or to an e-commerce company or to like Google or Facebook. You should be able to do that, right? Because the way you customize it, your resume, your cover letter, CV, your LinkedIn profile, whatever it is that you have, that's how you get to stand out from the crowd. Because when you're playing this number game and sending 100 to 1, there are 100 people are also playing this numbers game too, right? And so it becomes this whole puddle of people just shuffling resumes around and nobody really stands out. But the way you then bend the numbers game in your favor is to stand out, customize things, speak to specific companies and to specific roles. You're trying to get into IT. Are you trying to, do you know Java? Do you know Python, right? Is the company, did the company just do an acquisition recently that relates to your skills? Mention that. You might be trying to be a big data engineer, for example, and you're trying to get into a company A, and on the news you hear that the company A just went with Cloudera, or they went with Hortonworks, or maybe they were moving to the cloud and they were thinking about Databricks or Cubole or some of those analytical platforms online. Mention that. Say you read the news, you saw that, you thought that was fascinating, you've been learning Cloudera, you've been learning Hadoop, and you think that that's fascinating. Guys, if I have 2 applicants and one can tell me that they've looked at my company and they understand what's going on, and another person has no idea, they just know Hadoop, and they haven't even noticed that we did an acquisition and we're really moving down this path, I'll go with person A, right? So you want to be person A, all right? Now, the last but not least, guys, this is really key. I wrote grit, but then I wanted to supplement it with follow-up. Job interviews and applications, guys, are not easy. It's not. It's a very difficult time, right? It seems like you're just sending out resumes, but it could be very painful mentally, right? Mentally, it could be very, very tough. So we always want to make sure that we have grit. Be patient. It's going to happen. You're going to get a job, right? The unemployment rate is what, about 4% or less even in the US. So there are a lot of people that have jobs, and you deserve a job. If you've done your homework, you've done your hard work, you've gotten your degrees, you've gotten your certification, it's just a matter of time that you will get a job. So in as much as it might seem frustrating and painful and difficult, I understand that, right? It's just what the reality gives us. But hang in there. The last thing you can do is quit, right? Quitters never win and winners never quit. So do not quit, do not give up, have grit, persevere. Sure, wake up every day and send 10 resumes and do it for 30 days in a month, right? Or do it for 6 months, right? But just keep doing it, keep going. And in the days that you feel like you're down, guys, look at those top 10 companies and say, my dream is to work for this company and I haven't achieved it yet. And just keep going and building your skills and staying and persevering. Follow up. You send a letter and people say, well, we don't want you, I'm sorry, the job has been filled. Guys, don't give up. Do not give up, right? Follow up and say thank you. Even if somebody rejects you, let me share a story where I sent a letter. I applied for this company, and I'd gone through the application process, done the interview, first interview, second interview, and such. And then I came back. They were supposed to send me the notice on whether I got the job or not. So I got a notice that, well, I didn't get the job. They said, oh, so sorry, you didn't get the job. We went with somebody else, and we apologized, and whatever those letters always say. And I took it, and then I wrote back. I actually remember I wrote back that letter to the lady. It was the HR lady that sent me the letter. So what I did was I wrote back and I said, thank you very much. I really appreciate the time for you guys interviewing me. It was a great pleasure to learn about your companies. I felt like I would have been a great fit, but I understand that decisions have to be made. I really appreciate it. I hope our paths cross again in the future. I hope we cross paths in the future. Basically, I was just saying nice and positive and really living on a good note. Right? Guess what? It didn't make 2 weeks. I got a call from that company. That lady called me back and said, well, you know what, that role that we filled, the person came in, but something else just came out, and I really want you to be part of it. I think that you're grateful. We want you in our team, guys. And that's an opportunity that I had. That stuck with me, because if I did not follow up, if I didn't have a positive attitude and really took it with grace, took my rejection with grace, that lady would never follow up with me. She would, that opportunity would have been gone. So in as much as you will face rejections and things like that, guys, do not become negative or dejected. Always treat it with positive. If somebody says no to you, say thank you, I appreciate it. If somebody says yes to you, thank you, I appreciate it. Just always have a very positive mindset, and that's what will allow you to really go through this process, because it's tough. It's tough. I know it, because you're going, interviewing time could be the worst, especially if you're interviewing and you're going through a job application with no experience, out of college, or you don't have a job. It could be very tough. And that's why there's always a recommendation that find your next job when you have your current job, right? It's a lot easier to get a job when you really have a job, because you don't have that pressure of bills and money you need to, and the paycheck that you need to coming in. So you can take your time and be a little bit more diligent. But if you don't have a job currently and you're trying to get your next job, it could be very tough and challenging. So just make sure that you have a positive mindset. You don't want to rush things, but you also want to be, or you don't want to become complacent, but you also want to know that you're playing the long game here, right? It might take time. It's not going to be a week. Some people get a job in 2 days. Some people, it takes weeks to get jobs. Companies sometimes don't even have a budget for a month, and so they might be delaying giving you the job, not because they don't want to hire you, but because they don't have a budget, and it's just something that they cannot control, and you have to deal with that. So guys, I hope this helps. This point helps. The most effective way, 5 most effective ways to apply for jobs in IT. Just to summarize: network, network, network. Your net worth is your network. So build a strong network and leverage that in your interviewing process. 80% of jobs are filled by networks without even being posted to job boards. So you have to pay attention to that. Make a list, your wish list. What are the companies I want to work for? What are the technologies I want to use? What are my top 10 technologies I want to use? Right? Where do I want to be in the next 10 years? Right? Who are the types of people I want to work with? Write down those things. You have to write them down. That way, they say if you don't know where you're going, you end up anywhere. Right? Or something like that. It goes into that effect. If you don't know where you're going, you'll get there. Right? So you always want to be careful to make sure that you make a list. You have a game plan. Right? You can always check out this book about game plan in terms of trying to figure out the game plan. I'll leave a link below. It's a book that I wrote on Amazon. Your game plan for success in data analytics. All right. Play the numbers game. Send out as many resumes as possible. The more you send out, the more your chances or your odds are. Customize everything. Customize your resumes. Gone are the days of sending out generic resumes and hoping to get a job. Today, you can really customize your resumes. There are softwares that can help you customize that. I don't know of any specific one to share, but maybe there are. Something that is leave in the comment below. But if you don't have a software, sit down, take the time. It's that important. You're going to be working for this company 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for years, right? So you want to do your due diligence to be able to speak to why you want to work for that company. So customize everything, and then just have grit, persevere, hang in there. It's going to be tough, but guys, you can get it. You've gotten your certification, you've gotten your degrees, your diplomas, you've done your networking. It's gonna take time, or it could take time. We hope it doesn't take time, but you will get it. So just hang in there and keep applying. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, guys, go down into the comment section below. Leave them. I will definitely be checking them out. If you haven't subscribed, of course, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you like videos like this, be sure to share it to other people that might get value out of it, especially somebody that might be in the market looking for a job. This might just help them get that job and get the money that they need to make the best life that they want to live. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.